My beloved child, stop and breathe. Something holy is happening in this moment. Heaven has pulled you here on purpose. You did not stumble here by accident. Your spirit has been calling, and I have heard you. I speak to you now as the guardian of your heart. I speak as the defender of your destiny. Listen with more than your ears. Listen with the quiet place inside your chest. Because there is something you have been wondering. Something that has been haunting your thoughts. You have asked in secret, what is really going on with my soulmate? Why do I feel them so strongly? Why did that one night feel so strange in my spirit? Your questions have risen like incense. Your tears have not been ignored. Archangel Michael says, Heaven has seen every ache, every confusion, every lonely pillow. You try to move on, yet something pulls you back to them. You feel their name pressing on your mind. You feel their energy brush against your heart. You sense their emotions like a storm on the horizon. Even when you are silent, your souls are speaking. You have wondered if you are crazy. You have wondered if it is all in your head. You have tried to shut it down. To distract yourself, to numb, to forget. Yet the connection returns like a tide. Gentle, then crashing, then gentle again. Hear me now, beloved child. You are not imagining it. The bond is real. The pull is real. And there was a night. A night that was not normal for your soulmate. You felt it in your body without knowing why. You felt restless, anxious, stirred awake in your spirit. On that night, something shifted around them. Something shifted around you. Your soulmate's recent night was not normal. Here is what really happened. They were not just tossing and turning. They were not just overthinking life. Their soul was wrestling. Their heart was being confronted. The plans they had built without you suddenly felt thin and fragile. The distractions they used to silence your memory stopped working for a moment. The noise went quiet. The mask slipped. They felt a heaviness they could not explain. A wave of grief and longing crashed over them. They tried to shake it off. They scrolled, they paced, they tried to escape it. But your energy, your love, your name kept echoing inside their spirit. They remembered your eyes. They remembered your words. They remembered the way your presence felt safe, even when life was not. That night, their heart stood before a mirror. Not a mirror of glass, but a mirror of truth. All the ways they ran from you. All the ways they hid from themselves. All the fear that made them push you away. All the pain that made them shut down instead of open up. It rose like smoke in their room. They could not outrun it. Archangel Michael says, your soulmate was visited by remembrance. They were visited by conviction, by clarity, by regret. Not to destroy them, but to awaken them. Because you have been saying, do they even care? Did they ever love me? How can they live life like nothing happened? Heaven answers you now. They do feel. They have felt. But their feelings have been buried deep under scar tissue and survival. On that unusual night, the layers started to crack. The numbness began to melt. They felt an ache behind their ribs, a pressure in their chest they could not ignore. Some of them cried quietly in the dark. Some of them stared at the ceiling in silence. Some of them reached for their device, opened your messages, your photos, your memory. They hovered over your name. Their thumb trembled. They thought, should I reach out? I miss them. I need them. But what if I ruin everything again? They typed words. Deleted them. Typed again. Hey. Are you awake? I'm sorry. I don't know where to start. Draft after draft, erased. Confession after confession, swallowed. You felt the wave of their hesitation in your spirit. They felt the weight of your absence in theirs. That night was not normal because heaven was pressing gently on their soul. I stood beside their bed. I stood beside your bed. I watched the threads of fear and pride tangle around their heart. I saw how past wounds whispered in their ear, "You're not worthy of this love. You will only hurt them. They are better off without you." These were not just random thoughts. They were old lies rising for one last stand. The shadows tried to convince them that losing you was safer than truly loving you. The shadows tried to convince you that caring for them makes you weak. But listen. In that moment, your higher selves met. Not in the physical room, but in the quiet place where souls travel. Your spirit reached out like light. Their spirit turned toward it like a flower to the sun. You spoke without words. They answered without sound. Their heart whispered, "I'm sorry I ran." Your heart answered, "I just wanted you to be honest." Their spirit said, "I was scared to need you." Yours replied, "I was scared I wasn't enough." Every unspoken conversation your mind replayed was being echoed on a deeper level. They felt you. You felt them. You wondered why you suddenly felt emotional for no reason. You wondered why their face would not leave your thoughts. On that not normal night, your connection was being recalibrated. Old cords of obsession, of unhealthy attachment were being cut. New cords of higher love, of respect, of truth were being woven. I raised my sword over this bond. Not to sever love, but to sever distortion. I cut away the grip of jealousy. I cut away the hold of addiction. I cut away the voices that told them they are unlovable, broken, destined to repeat the past. I cut away the voices that told you you are forgettable, replaceable, easy to abandon. Because you, beloved child, are not an accident in their life. You are not a filler chapter. You are not background noise. You are a divine turning point. A mirror. A catalyst. A teacher. A blessing. And so are they, for you. Even in their imperfection. That night, your soulmate was shown flashes of your future. Not in detailed images, but in feelings. They saw themselves holding your hand and feeling peace. They saw themselves without their defenses, and they did not drown. They saw a version of them who finally stops running from love. It scared them. It comforted them. It shook them awake. It humbled them. They realized how deeply they have tried to control what cannot be controlled. They tried to plan their life around avoiding pain. Yet the pain came anyway, through losing you, through losing themselves. So heaven began to whisper, there is another way. In that strange night, they felt the pull to change. To apologize. To heal. To cut off the habits that keep them small. To walk away from people who use them, numb them, confuse them. They may not have moved yet in the physical. They may still look distant, inconsistent, silent. But inside, something cracked open. Inside, a seed of courage was planted. Do not judge only by what you see on the surface. Heaven works first in the hidden roots. Archangel Michael says, just as a storm clears the sky, that night cleared their soul. It stirred up debris so it could finally be removed. It brought up memories so they could finally be healed. They remembered moments with you that they told themselves they had forgotten. The way your laugh made the room lighter. The way your honesty challenged their excuses. The way your love made them feel seen in a way they had not felt in years. They tried to lie to themselves, saying, I'm over it. I don't care. But on that night, their own heart refused to accept the lie. Every time they tried to push you down, your presence rose back up like light through cracks. They might have reached for comforts that night. Old habits, old patterns, empty conversations. But nothing hit the same. Nothing filled the void. Because you are not a distraction. You are not background static. You are soul-level significance. You are part of their appointed journey. And so, that night, their spirit began to bargain with itself. Maybe I will reach out eventually. Maybe I will just check in sometime. Maybe I will wait until I'm perfect first. Maybe it's too late. But heaven does not speak in maybe. Heaven speaks in purpose, in invitation. So while their mind ran in circles, I spoke straight to the core of their being. I reminded them of who they truly are. Not the person who ghosts, hides, sabotages. But the one who loves deeply. The one who wants to protect, to honor, to show up. I reminded them that they deserve a love that does not require masks. I reminded them that you deserve a love that does not leave you guessing your worth. In that room, I battled for their clarity. Around your bed, I battled for your peace. You felt the echoes of this battle in your mood. Sudden sadness, sudden warming in your chest, sudden memories. You thought you were just missing them. But you were also sensing their soul shift. Your connection is like a chord on an instrument. When one string is plucked, the other vibrates. Their tears moved you. Your prayers moved them. You whispered, Universe. Give me a sign if they care. Heaven replied with a gentle inner knowing, feel this. Feel this pull. Feel this opening. Their ego may still resist. Their fear may still hold on. But the process has begun. The night could not be normal, because destiny is not normal. Beloved child, your suffering has not been ignored. I know the nights you stayed awake, wondering why they treated you the way they did. I know the scenes you replayed, second-guessing everything you said. You blamed yourself for their silence. You blamed yourself for their confusion. But hear this clearly, their wounds are not your fault. Their inability to choose you clearly is rooted in pain that existed long before you. You triggered their healing, and their unhealed self panicked. So when they pulled away, it felt like rejection. But often, it was simply their fear of transformation. That strange night was heaven's answer to your question, will they ever grow? You wanted to know if they are changing. I tell you now, the work has started. Slowly, quietly, beneath the surface, like roots pushing through hard soil. But what about you? What has this done to your heart? You have questioned your value. You have wondered if you are too much or not enough. You have tried to dim your light so people will stop leaving. Archangel Michael says, no more shrinking. No more self-betrayal. Your soulmate's night of awakening is also your night of release. As their soul faced truth, your soul began to be set free. Free from waiting in emotional chains. Free from begging for bare minimum crumbs. Heaven is not calling you to chase anyone. Heaven is calling you to stand in your worth. Yes, this connection is real. Yes, there is love here. But you are not meant to lose yourself trying to hold on to someone who is still learning themselves. That night, while they faced their fears, you were being invited to face yours. The fear of being alone. The fear that love will always leave. The fear that this one person is your only shot at happiness. I am here to break those lies. I am here to restore balance. Your soulmate is important, but you are not incomplete without them. You are whole in your core. You are beloved as you are. I do not bring this revelation to make you cling tighter in desperation. I bring it to bring you peace. To show you that you have been seen, both of you. That night was an intersection of destinies. A checkpoint. A turning of the page. It was not Judgment Day. It was Invitation Day. Invitation for them to rise into honesty. Invitation for you to rise into self-respect. From that night forward, subtle shifts began. In their heart. In yours. They may feel called to heal old family trauma. To seek help, to talk, to open up. They may start losing interest in empty connections that lack soul. You may start losing interest in chasing validation that drains you. You will notice little signs. Moments when their energy feels softer, more open. Moments when your pain around them suddenly feels lighter, less sharp. This is not your imagination. This is the spiritual realignment beginning. Now hear the release that is coming. Feel it like fresh air entering a stuffy room. All the words you never got to say are finding their way into the light. All the apologies you deserved are echoing in their heart right now. They are being nudged to see your side, to feel the hurt in your tears. Their life will present them with mirrors that show them how their actions impact others. What they did not listen to through love, they will now see through consequence and reflection. Not out of punishment, but out of justice and growth. For you, release means you no longer carry the full weight of their choices on your back. You release the need to fix them. You release the need to prove your worth. You release the story that says, if they don't choose me, I am unworthy. You step into a new sentence, if they don't choose me, it is their limitation, not my lack. As this realization sinks in, the invisible cords of desperation begin to loosen. The energy between you starts to clean. Fear drains out. Respect flows in. On a soul level, they feel this. They feel you stepping into your power. It scares them a little. It inspires them a lot. Because your rising creates a choice point for them. Will they stay in old cycles of avoidance? Or will they rise to meet you at this new level? Heaven will not force them. Free will remains. But heaven will keep sending truth, keep arranging lessons, keep providing chances. And heaven will keep protecting you. From what would break you. From what would waste you. Archangel Michael says, your story with this soulmate is entering a higher chapter. For some, that higher chapter is reconciliation. With honesty, with mutual respect, with changed behavior. For some, that higher chapter is peaceful release and new love prepared for you. For all, the higher chapter is healing. Freedom. Clarity. Closure that honors your heart. You are not fated to repeat pain forever. You are not destined to chase shadows. Heaven is deeply invested in your joy. In your growth. In your wholeness. So the promise is this: what was hidden will be revealed. What was unfair will be balanced. What was taken from you emotionally will be restored in better form. If this soulmate is meant to walk beside you long term, nothing and no one can block that once both hearts are ready. Not distance, not silence, not other people's opinions. Not fear, not time, not doubt. But if this soulmate is meant only to awaken you and then pass on, you will not be left empty. You will be led into fuller love, with or without them. Your destiny is not hanging on one human decision. Your destiny hangs on divine love, which never fails. So do not cling to the outcome. Cling to the lesson. Cling to your growth. Let heaven decide the form. You decide your alignment. Continue to heal. Continue to choose people who choose you. Continue to love yourself the way you wished they would love you. In doing this, you become magnetic to all that truly matches you. Including, if aligned, this soulmate, renewed. Or another, more ready, more steady, more true. You asked what really happened that night. Now you know. It was not just insomnia. It was initiation. It was not just nostalgia. It was conviction and calling. Their soul was shaken awake. Your soul was shifted higher. The old dynamic is dying. A new pattern is rising. From begging to receiving. From chasing to attracting. From confusion to clarity. From fear to deeper, wiser love. Now, beloved child, hear my final instructions. Guard your heart, but do not harden it. Have boundaries, but do not build walls so high no one can climb. Pay attention, but do not obsess. Hope, but do not attach your worth to one outcome. Talk to heaven about them, more than you talk to them in your head. Hand me your anxiety every day, and I will stand watch over your thoughts. When you feel that sudden wave of emotion, pause and breathe. Ask, is this mine, or is this theirs? Honor what you feel, but do not drown in it. You are allowed to step back. You are allowed to move forward. You are allowed to say, if they are for me, they will rise and meet me. And you are allowed to live fully even while the story is still unfinished. Archangel Michael says, you are not waiting in a hallway for someone to open a door. You are walking in your own sacred house, and anyone who enters must come with respect. Your soulmate's journey is their own. You cannot walk it for them. But you can bless them from afar. You can release resentment and choose peace. You can trust that what is truly yours will never require you to abandon yourself. From this day forward, let your love for them be wise, not blind. Let your hope be calm, not desperate. Let your heart be open, not unguarded. Heaven saw that night. Heaven sees tonight. You are not alone in this story. You are not unseen in this ache. Your prayers are not floating in an empty sky. They are held, answered in ways you cannot yet fully see. I wrap you now in a shield of light. Around your mind, around your heart, around your home. I cut away the energy of obsession and despair. I leave only the energy of truth and love. You are safe to trust that you are guided. You are safe to trust that you are worthy. Something in you already feels the shift. Something in you already knows this is not the end. Whether this love returns redeemed or your life opens to a new and better chapter, you will not be left empty-handed. You will not be left forsaken. Your soulmate's strange night was heaven's way of saying, enough. It is time. Time for them to face their truth. Time for you to step into your power. Now rise, beloved child. Lift your head. Soften your shoulders. Breathe in this new beginning. Breathe out the old story of abandonment and not enough. You are chosen. You are protected. You are guided every step, even when you cannot see the road. Walk forward in quiet confidence. Let love, not fear, lead your choices. And remember this whenever doubt returns, their night was not normal, because your connection is not ordinary.